Coming up.
Are you an experiential kind of guy?
What does that mean? This is called a buzz button, and I couldn't believe what happened when I ate it. That's Ricky, and he's an herbalist that will educate you on which weeds are edible, how some vegetables are related to each other, and how healthy elixirs are made. Personal trainer Morgan Shapiro goes over how to properly be under a barbell for this popular exercise, and we summit a nearly 200-year-old lighthouse. All of that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm HUNTERFRANQUI and I'm so excited for what you're about to see today because we're at Bill Baggs, Cape Florida State Park, and it's a local treasure for everyone here. If you haven't been here, you must visit because it's so beautiful. Like most places in South Florida, it's got the sunshine and the lush landscape, but it's got the ocean breeze and lots of history for you to see. In fact, if you were looking at what I'm looking at, you'd come back after you watch this and meet Park Ranger Shane. I'm joined by Ricky Tree of Botanica Organica, and we are out in the Botanica part, and the Organica part, I guess, right?
Yeah, this is more the Organica part than the Botanica part.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that, all right. So then what's happening out here?
This is where the plants are growing.
Okay.
We have food plants, we have medicinal plants, and of course we do have a lot of herbs that are prepared, but the fundamental, I would say, like medicinal plants are your kales and your broccolis and your lettuces and your cabbages and your cauliflowers and your carrots, right?
Now, is there anything I can taste out here?
Yeah, there actually is. Are you an experiential kind of guy?
What does that mean?
Do you like sensational things?
I love sensational things.
All right, let's go show you a plant.
All right, let's go. All right, so
you said you like experiential plants. So there's a lot of things I could have let you try, but this one is particularly fun. So
that makes me a little bit nervous, but I trust you.
So take a little nibble of the flower, and then see how much of it if you like it, and you could take more of it if it doesn't bother you too much. But
do I swallow it?
No, chew it around so you can actually get the effect.
That's weird.
What do you feel?
It feels like I have sparkling water in my mouth.
There you go.
But it's my own saliva.
I say it's kind of akin to like the herbal pop rocks, or like putting a 9-volt battery on your tongue. So it's really cool. It's called the toothache plant.
Yeah.
That tingle that you're feeling is like a numbing sensation that can help to numb pain in your mouth, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's also known as the buzz button. Mm-hmm. You figure that. There's a lot of like crafty bartenders and stuff that will use this plant to kind of
sneak it in,
add some excitement to drinks. I do want to bring up one more plant, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
This plant that we're holding right here is one of the top 3 most important nectar plants for pollinators in Florida. And it just like breaks my heart that farmers all over the place literally spray gallons and gallons of poison to try and kill this plant.
Yeah, we've all seen this in our garden, on the sidewalk, somewhere in South Florida.
Yeah, and that's how you know you have a really potent plant, like one that can grow out of the cracks of sidewalks. It's really quite amazing, their resilience and their will to live. I just want to say, don't pick it out of the crack of the sidewalk and use it as food or medicine. Because it's really good at accumulating the minerals and nutrients from the soil. So it's very likely that it's going to end up with some of whatever's in the sidewalk in the leaves.
Wow. So if they use toxic chemicals to clean the sidewalk, it might actually absorb.
Yeah, and in the actual like mix of the cement that is the sidewalk, right?
Wow.
It'll pull that stuff out too.
Things like this that are completely misunderstood, we want to try and understand them a little better.
Have you tried it?
Can I?
Yeah.
This one here?
No.
Need to leave?
It's not horrible. If you cook it, it's much better. You lose a little bit of that bitter, but it's good, right?
It's bitter, but it's not any more bitter than kale or anything else I've ever had.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, well, let's head inside.
Cool. Oh, let's do it.
We're joined by Shane now. Shane, first of all, tell us what you do, and then tell us about the park.
Well, hi, I'm Shane. I'm park ranger here at Bill Baggs, Cape Florida State Park. We protect the resources and provide a place for people to have recreation, have a great experience in the park.
Yeah, and this park's been here a long time.
Yes, it became a park in 1967. was officially became a state park. It's gone through a lot of changes in those years, all positive. And it's better now than it's ever been.
That's great. And behind us is, of course, the famous lighthouse that is here.
Lighthouse was originally built in 1825 to protect shipping interests coming by the Florida Straits here.
Wow. And when did it go out of commission, I guess?
It had its ups and downs throughout its history. There was a Seminole Indian attack on the lighthouse in 1836 that put it out of commission for a while. It also did a little bit of a renovation in 1855. They added an additional 30 feet to the lighthouse height, added the cast iron stairs and doorway. It went out of commission again during the Civil War. They had removed the lens and smashed that. And then the lighthouse went dark in 1878 when it was replaced by the Fowey Rocks Lighthouse right offshore out here.
Oh yeah, I can see it from here. It's tiny from here, but I'm sure it's much larger,
Much larger.
when you get close. And then there's plenty of other things to do and see here at the park. What are some of those things?
So the park has a myriad of different options that we can enjoy, from fishing to the beach, bicycle riding. We've got the harbor, kayaking. There's just being outdoors, going on a birding trail, checking out the trails, just going for a quiet walk along the beach.
That's great. And who's welcome here?
Everybody. It's open to the public. We have general park admission, which helps pay for the funding of the park to keep it upkeep, keeps the water and the lights on basically, and the staff here to pick up the trash and make sure it looks beautiful, maintain the grounds and the trails. So yeah, absolutely everybody, young and old, the park is for everyone.
And what are some things people should know before coming?
We've got two great restaurants here in the park. They can, so if they don't bring their own food along, they've got some places to stop and eat. Beautiful restaurant at the harbor and one right out on the beach itself. If they don't bring their umbrella and their beach chairs, we also have a concessionaire here. They can rent umbrellas, beach chairs. We have a bicycle rental area inside the park. So if you forget to bring things, we have it here.
And what's your favorite part about being here?
Oh my gosh. Showing the park to people, letting them experience the park and helping them love what I love.
Well, I'm telling you already, with views like this, it's hard not to have a smile on your face and really enjoy the ocean breeze and just being here in a part of South Florida that maybe a lot of people overlook because they get busy with, you know, downtown Miami and going to Wynwood and all the fancy, trendy things to do. But, you know, personally, I love coming to a place like this, learning about some history and just taking a look around and enjoying our natural environment.
It really is a jewel. It's a beautiful place here.
Well, Shane, it sounds like there's a whole lot to do here, but I want to go up there.
I think we should do it. Start the tour right now.
All right, well, make sure you come right back, and we'll be at the top of the lighthouse.
Let's go.
The overhead press is an oldie, but a goodie, and Morgan will show us how to safely perform it when SoFlo Health returns. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and I'm halfway up a lighthouse. If you want to see us get all the way to the top, you're going to have to keep watching the show and follow me. Come on. We're at the playground gym in Davie. It's empty, which we like. I like empty gyms. There's something about it just feels like it's your home. Yes. And I'm with Morgan Shapiro, personal trainer and SoFlo Health extraordinaire. So, I've got a barbell next to me. That means we're doing something where I'm the test dummy and you tell me what to do. So what's going on?
My favorite. So today we're going to go over more do's and don'ts.
Okay.
But this time we are going to do the barbell overhead press. So we're going to start off with what I do not want you guys to do. I want you to start with the feet really wide. Super wide stance. Lock out the knees. Now you're gonna go like you're gonna grab the bar, neck up, elbows flare out. Now we're gonna press overhead, a little arch in the back. Yep, and maybe bring it back down and then put it back one at a time. I think that didn't look great. How did that feel, Hunter?
Felt terrible, actually.
It felt terrible. What were you
felt
feeling?
terrible.
Any muscles or?
I felt like I was worried that I was gonna drop this on my head.
Yep, absolutely. None of the things that I think we want
Yeah.
when we're in the gym for ourselves and for all
Yeah.
of those around us.
Yes.
So now we're gonna go over a proper setup of what I do want. So you're
Okay.
gonna stand shoulder width apart, close to the bar. Knees are gonna be soft, they're not bent, but they're soft to create tension throughout your whole body. So you're pressing your feet into the ground, you have tension in your legs, core is tight, you're squeezing your glutes, so tight glutes, tight core. Now you're gonna hold the barbell, elbows face forward, and your neck is going to be in line. You're not gonna look up, you're not gonna look down. You're gonna lift it off the rack, take 2 steps back, save that energy, and then we're going to press up overhead. And as you guys can see, Hunter moved his head back so we didn't have that big of a hook on the way up. That's also something to be mindful of. And bring it right back down. Body's looking flat, keep those elbows forward. Press again. Good, come down, let's do one more. Make sure you're breathing, up one more time. Tight core, and bring it right back down. Good, and now keeping it there, we're gonna take a few steps forward, re-rack it at the same time, let it hit, and bring it down, very good. So what were you feeling while you were doing that?
Well, I felt good, and the first time you feel kind of out of balance. You feel as if the weight is going to be wild even without any weight on the bar.
Yeah.
You just don't feel centered.
Right.
This way, felt very centered, and really, the movement's just so much easier, and it feels like you can do more weight. Not necessarily that you should,
right,
but you feel that you can because now the only thing that moves is the weight itself and not your body.
Yes, you're more like grounded in your body, and that's the thing
right.
too. I think when people think of the overhead press or the bench press, they think it's all in the upper body, and it's not. It really starts from the bottom up. So creating tension throughout your whole body. You mentioned more stable.
Yeah.
Everything is working to get that weight up overhead. It's not just upper body, arch the back, load on the weight. Good job.
Thank you. Is that it?
That's it.
Well, that was pretty simple.
That was pretty simple. Now we're gonna do 4 sets, max weight. No,
we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. It's been real. It says 1855 on the door for the year that this was all made. Now I'm gonna head out for the real view that you've been looking for. It's not every day you get to be up on top of a lighthouse.
The death of a loved one is a very difficult time for most people. But I'm here today at Memorial Planned Funeral Homes and Cemeteries with Barbara, who's going to talk to us a little bit about how we can make that stressful time a little bit easier. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, how are you?
When a loved one passes away, what can we do to eliminate a little bit of that already very stressful situation?
I believe that right now, because of all the situation that's been going on with COVID, that it's caused like an alert on families that they do understand that they need to get a little bit better prepared. Unexpected deaths are horrible, and with COVID what happened was even worse because it was just a magnitude of people dying, families dying, and many times I found myself serving families that they just were not prepared for this at all. And I think it's just very important to start getting prepared for this.
And what is it that they can do to be prepared, whether it's yourself or a parent or somebody elderly in your family or just, you know, anybody in your family?
I think everybody needs to get prepared. I think it's very important for children that have elderly parents to start getting prepared with going over the plans. We do have a lot of different types of plans for cremations, for burials, for entombments, that the families can, you know, see what they want and discuss it together and see what they really would like, what would give them rest and peace of mind when their family member passes.
Why is it important to do that?
Because the economic situation that they can be confronted with at the time of death is usually an unexpected amount, and many times we're just not financially prepared for that.
What are some of the benefits to pre-planning?
Some of the benefits to pre-planning are that you're going to fix the price at today's price, and that price that you are committing to today will not increase. So if 10 years go by, 20 years go by, everything increases. So you're actually committing to the price that we have for you today. And it also, another benefit is also that you get to plan exactly how you want this. You can select your casket, you can select your gravesite or mausoleum. If you want a cremation, you can select, you know, if you want it with or without a viewing. I mean, there's so many options and so many benefits to getting this done in advance.
So if we want to find out more, how can we?
You can visit our website, and we always have advisors available. They can go over all the packages, all the different services that we offer, and we are open 24 hours a day. There will always be a director that will be able to return your call immediately.
Barbara, thank you very much for having us here today.
Thank you, ma'am.
More beautiful Billbag State Park and organic elixirs are after the break on SoFlo Health. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franqui. We're still at Billbag's Cape Florida State Park, This is Shane, Park Ranger. He's been giving us a tour. We were just at the top of the lighthouse, and now we're at one of the many fishing piers. Shane, how many are there?
We have 8 fishing piers all along beautiful Biscayne Bay.
Nice. And what sort of fish would I find out here?
Snapper, snook, small sharks,
Nice.
maybe even a grouper or 2.
Now, sounds good. And I think we just saw a manatee.
Yeah, we have lots of manatees here.
What other wildlife might I catch out here?
Catch or see?
See.
I went to hook and a manatee.
See. What kind of wildlife would I see out here?
We have dolphins you can see out here. We got manatees. The occasional crocodile even comes on by this area.
Wow, that's really cool.
It is.
And it's right here in our own backyard. What else is there to see?
We have all kinds of wildlife here in the park along our birding trail. A lot of migratory species that come through the park, so we can see shorebirds. We get these big, beautiful ocean birds that come by.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible place.
And I think you said we could also see this area by bike as well.
Yes, yes. So yeah, we have bike trails, hiking trails. Of course, we have the beach, the harbor, so people come by kayak, canoe, bicycle, you name it.
Plenty of ways to explore the area, and I
Yeah.
think one of them's right over there.
Sure is, the bike trail. Let's go check it out.
Let's go. Earlier, we were in the Organica part of Botanica Organica. Now we're in the more Botanica part of Botanica Organica, and I'm here with Ricky Tree. So Ricky, what is in front of us?
A few different things. So what you're holding there is holy basil, or tulsi. It's the tulsi, OCIMUM TENUIFLORUM. This is from the garden. It's one of my personal everyday herbs. I love to use it. One of the ways that I like to describe it is that it helps make stressful things less stressful over time, especially if you use it pretty consistently. I like to brew that in like an herbal tea, pour hot water on it and just drink up. But my personal favorite way to take herbs in general is our tinctures. So we talked about spilanthes earlier. That's the one that you tasted and made your mouth tingle.
Yeah.
So I actually extract that property from the herb and make it into this little bottle that people use to help with their mouth pain and various other like immune support stuff that it has because of that lymphatic movement that we
And this will last longer, I imagine.
Exactly. This is like a tincture in the making, one of the methods. As I brought it out here, I was like, wait a minute, I make tinctures like 3 or 4 different ways, depends on the plant and what I want out of the plant.
And that reminds me of coffee. You know, some people, they just go to their Keurig or whatever and they get their coffee and they run out the door, or they go to pick it up from whatever mass-produced place. And then other people, it's like a ritual and they have to spend the time because they want the flavor or certain, it's all kinds of different things.
That's actually a really good example of coffee, because so many of us drink coffee. And it's like very much akin to all of the different ways that you can make coffee. You know, the percolation, the American drip, just an espresso. How finely you grind the grounds is a contributing factor to the end result. And it's basically that like, coffee is an herb, basically, and so it's basically that same way with so many other plants. You work with the plant, depends on like what actually makes it into the final product.
And that's what you're teaching in your classes here?
Yes, we go into all of the nuance of like making things with herbs.
Is it open to pretty much anybody, whether you're brand new to this or you're more advanced?
Yeah. I would say it depends on how advanced you are. Like if you're super advanced, then you probably know some of these things. What we try to do, especially with the series that we offer, is like a foundational body of knowledge to build confidence for us to get our hands on plants and make stuff with them. I just wanted to show off how little bit of essential oil comes out of some plant material. This was like 8 pounds of that buzz button flower that you tasted earlier.
Whoa.
So it was like 2 of these. And I ran
2 of these.
I ran the distillation process and got that much essential oil. So you get an idea of how much plant material it takes to create these things that are basically like sold at, you know, like convenience stores and such things like that.
We want to inform people so that they're armed with the knowledge to make decisions for themselves, whether they want to just keep getting that lavender from the store that smells great in their house, or if they want to find some lavender that's extra potent, it's going to help them with their health.
Exactly.
They have the option to do either.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming out and helping me share it with the community.
Of course.
It's an amazing thing.
All right. Okay, Shane, so this is one of the many bike paths or trails? Is it what is this considered?
It's a bike path. It's one of our paved ones. It runs about 1.5 miles from the park entrance all the way to the lighthouse.
And how many different trails are there to experience here?
We've got a mangrove trail, our birding trail. We've got the Bayside Trail. We have a historic trail.
Wow.
I'm counting them in my head.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
About 7 trails.
Are they beginner friendly or should you be kind of experienced?
This is South Florida. They're all beginner friendly. They're all flat and level. So
Yeah,
they're easy.
that is one of the beauties about being here in South Florida. A lot of people are like, it's so flat, but it's also a lot easier to traverse than, say, a mountain.
Yeah. And some of them are just beautiful and shaded like this,
Yeah.
especially on a hot day.
And there's a gorgeous flora out here, so
yeah,
tell us about the different trees and things you might find.
So we try to make sure that the park is all native. Right now we're about 95% native species in the park. We're constantly battling invasive species. So yeah, everything we see around us, we've got gumbo limbo, buttonwoods, we have some wild coffee over there. We've got sable palms, a lot of just beautiful natural native trees here.
And why do you try and keep it native?
For the animals and the birds passing by, and it's part of the Florida State Park's legacy that we maintain and restore pieces of land that we get a hold of for our state parks. That way people can recreate in what would have been original Florida.
Yeah, and that's what we love, is being able to explore what it was like before we were here.
Yes, exactly.
And there's still one last stop for us, so Shane, let's head on out.
All right, let's go.
Have you seen Bad Boys, Marvelous Miss Maisel, Flipper, shows like Miami Vice, or SoFlo Health? Well, welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we are at No Name Harbor, a famous spot here at Bill Baggs Cape Florida State Park, where we are wrapping up our show. We've had a great day. Thank you so much to Shane and everyone here for having us and showing us around. No Name Harbor is a great place to end your time because you can also stop by Boater's Grill and enjoy a great meal. That's all we have for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health on SoFloHealth.com. You can follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. And until next week, it's goodbye and good health. Next week on SoFlo Health, another South Florida park that takes us back to the origins of SoFlo. If you have allergies, you won't want to miss this next episode where Dr. Sam Rasool demonstrates a sinus massage to alleviate allergic annoyance. Come back for more SoFlo Health next week. We'll see you then.